Okay. Let's go. Let's get a good stretch. Work out those guns. And let's do another episode of our favorite segment on YouTube, Let's Argue, where I go on social media, I accept your hot takes, unpopular opinions, and tough questions, and I answer the best ones. Yes, I do. Let's go! Here's a hot take. Visuals, such as film/videos, are more effective at conveying ideas and emotions than music, because humans are just more visually oriented. Any music artist who says music is the only thing that matters, man, needs to realize this sooner. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I hard disagree here for a few different reasons. One, music videos. You might say, oh, Anthony, well, aren't they attaching visuals to the music to make the music more popular? I mean, yes, you could say that. But people often listen to music videos without the video, aka the fucking song. No asshole is watching music videos with the sound off. What are you, stupid? Also, number two, movies. How many amazing, popular, successful films can you name that have no soundtrack whatsoever? I mean, one of my favorite films, No Country for Old Men, does have literally no soundtrack to it, but still, there are tons of scenes from movies that with no soundtrack whatsoever actually don't convey that much emotion and totally suck shit. And my dude, I Hate Everything, actually made a video about exactly this on my main channel, and we will link you to that video down there in the description box. Music fucking rules, everything else drools. But really, I think the best answer at the end of the day is that music and visuals and other mediums of art too can enhance each other and make each other better and work together for a better tomorrow. So, you know, they're not necessarily at odds, but music rules, music's the best, music's the best, music is the artistic medium to rule them all. Travis Scott has manifested the destiny A$AP Rocky was originally intended to fulfill. Oh my God, that hurts so much. That hurt me. That was so true. It hurt me! I am hurt! Raditude was Weezer's best album since Pinkerton. At the time of its release, it deconstructed the concept of an old band adapting to the changing land space of music, hence the forced attempts to appeal to the youth portrayed through the perspective of an outdated 40-year-old. Look, here's the thing. Since Pinkerton, pretty much every Weezer album has been Weezer trying to appeal to music listeners who are much younger than them because they decided that they were completely fine with selling out, and instead of growing with their audience, just trying to water down their sound further and further to appeal to the next generation of people who were increasingly less interested in rock music because bands like Weezer started to suck. The Red Album is Weezer trying to appeal to kids. Make Believe is Weezer trying to appeal to kids. Raditude is Weezer trying to appeal to kids. Over the course of Weezer's discography, they have thrown older names a couple of bones. And I'm grateful for that. But personally, I don't really see Raditude as a standout example of the band trying to keep it hip. The only thing that really makes this album stand out to me is that I know the person whose dog that was on the front cover. God, it's been so long. She's probably passed on. Rest in fucking peace, dog. Autotune nowadays shouldn't be critiqued on a measurement of how well your voice sounds, but as an instrument that adds to the overall production. Yes, I agree with this. Autotune is a sound. It's an effect. It's an aesthetic nowadays. It's no longer simply a tool to use to adjust the pitch or fix your singing performance in the studio. It's something to use to attain a certain effect, attain a certain sound, get a kind of waviness going in the mix, and yeah, it's cool. I like it. Sometimes it can be applied or used in a ugly and garish way, and listen, if your singing sucks, there's really only so much autotune can do for it. I wouldn't go as far as to call autotune an instrument, though. I would say it's an effect. You throw autotune on your voice like you might reverb or distortion or any other plugin in some kind of digital audio workstation. It's perfectly okay to wear headphones in public to ignore people. This is actually an underrated mode of ignoring people. I highly, highly endorse this. Hip-hop and popular albums labeled jazz influence these days, like To Pimp a Butterfly, have little more to do with jazz than any other new hip-hop record. It's a phrase used to describe a self-indulgent, slow-burning take on modern music. No diss to Kendrick, he's my fave. I mean, people just called jazz rap because the artists were sampling jazz music, not literally because the artists involved were making jazz. Sure, there are other defining elements to jazz rap, but that's primarily it. The amount of jazz records and hip-hop artists who are literally embodying elements of jazz tonality or improvisation, it's few and far between. Again, you could say Kendrick, To Pimp a Butterfly, you could say Bus Driver, you could say Freestyle Fellowship. I mean, there are a few other examples too, but again, it's a small slice of the predominant style of jazz rap. I mean, I get what you're saying here, but I don't think it's the most inaccurate term. There are much dumber genre names. Synthwave is just music for people who used to listen to the Beatles and Tupac and say they were born in the wrong generation. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, sure, it's a kind of nostalgic genre of music, but I rarely hear Synthwave fans ranting and raving about how much they love Beatles and Tupac. Yet I don't vibe with this at all. Language barriers in foreign music is not a big issue as long as you can connect to the music being played and feel the emotion or mood the music is doing. It can easily be enjoyed no matter what culture or background you are from. Too many good bands go unheard because of this. Yep, this is true. Who said a true thing? This is true. You. Who said a true thing? This is true. You said a true thing. This is true. Animals by Pink Floyd is just an album version of We Live in a Society. That fucking meme. This tweet is the Twitter equivalent of that movie The Boss Baby. It sucks. Freebird is a boring song with drawn out and generally unremarkable solo. Okay, I get that the solo in Freebird or even the guitar intro to Stairway to Heaven can be learned in a moderately quick fashion by a pretty novice guitarist. But the melody is still catchy. It's still a sweet solo. It's still a sweet recording. You don't gotta listen to the full version. There's a single version out there. Listen to it abridged. Stop whining. Anthony Fantano doesn't listen to an album long enough to make a fair assessment, good or bad. Have you not seen the Migos spend 25 fucking minutes on their songs, dude? Some of these artists don't even spend enough time on these songs to make them good. What, do you want me to listen to the new Tekashi 6ix9ine album 45 fucking times before I come to a verdict on it? No. No thank you. Stop putting pressure on the consumer to constantly purchase physical copies of music. Collections are expensive, and not everyone can afford them. Streaming is convenient and affordable, and gives more and more people access to music. Who are you talking to? Who is this meant for? You guys know that I stream music, right? I don't buy a physical fucking copy of everything I talk about. And I'm not making you buy records, right? I'm not forcing you to do that. Don't buy any records if you don't want to buy any records. In fact, if you're not that interested in records, just totally get out of the market. Stop bringing vinyl back, okay? Because once you're out of here, all the records, the price of that shit is going to drop. Then I'm going to pick that shit up. So stop buying records. Stop right now so I can get all the good ones. Thank you and good night. And, thank you again for watching. This has been another episode of Let's Argue. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Give me kisses back through the screen. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. All right. Forever.